Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we're here today to do the Sunday show. We're going to be looking at all your requests. It's going to be a show focused on the members, so if you're a member of the channel, please leave your requests and we'll go through as many requests as you like. Let's focus on the members today. Let's get all your requests done. Every single request will hopefully be able to cover. We've got an hour of fun, an hour of charts and analysis, an hour of not financial advice, but an hour of my thoughts, my opinions, and hopefully maybe teach you some charting so you can always do it on your favorite stocks throughout the week as well. So let's get straight into it. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will be looking at NVIDIA because that's coming up. The earnings are coming up in a couple days' time. We'll be covering it live on the show as well. The earnings Martin will be covering. So welcome in everyone. If you're watching this later on, then please do use the chapters below, which I'll put to help you skip to all the stocks that we do review. If you're live in the show, please do leave your requests. The first one I'm ready to take. So as we have no requests yet, we'll look at NVIDIA once our audience comes in. But let's start with gold, one of my favorite investments, one of the most underrated ones, and one of the ones that we did a full report on, a full analysis last year, and it's playing out exactly as predicted. So yes, with gold, let me just adjust this camera slightly. With gold, you can see this cup and handle structure. What is a cup and handle structure? Well, basically what it is when you have a cup here, you have sort of a handle. It can be like this. Sometimes the handle can also be a parallel channel to the downside. The moves going up normally breaks out, and once it breaks out of the last all-time high or outside of this structure, the full cup and handle is in motion, and you start looking at targets. What's the target of a cup and handle? You take it from the previous all-time high, from the top of the structure to the bottom of the cup. You then move this target, you move it to the breakout point, and then you've got your target, and that's what our target is of $2,845 per ounce of gold. We had our first resistance point, which was a Fibonacci point, I believe. We can always double check and see maybe it was a different resistance point, but no, it was a Fibonacci point of 1618, which on Friday this week we've broken out of, which is good. That's our first target, and that's that highlighted box over there. Then our next target is the structure breakout of the cup and handle, which will take us hopefully to $2,836. So that's what the price of an ounce of gold is. That gold has performed, I think, I'll have to check with the S&P's growth this week, but I think it's outperformed the S&P 500. It is up 31% on the year, on a 1 year, and year to date it's up 21%. Let's quickly check the S&P 500. So that was 21 and 31. The S&P 500 has done 18 and 26. So yes, about 5% outperformed the S&P 500 so far. So gold, even though some people might see it as boring, it is a hedge against inflation. It has been around for thousands of years. It has been a form of money, and you can always sort of trust that gold will make sure that you don't fall into the trap of inflation. With all the money printing, we cannot forget that the reason the stock market is up, a lot of that is to do with inflation. When inflation goes up, it is good for the stock market, and that is what we've been seeing recently. And of course, gold has been going up with that. Yes, it had a period of 10 years where it kind of went sideways, it went down and sideways. But if you zoom out, for example, go to the monthly chart, each candle now represents a month. You can see over time, all the way to when this chart was in 1833. You can see we've got a nice move to the upside continuously, making sure that your money is not being eaten away with inflation. So yeah, gold is well on its way The next update on gold, as you can see, the reason I'm covering it is we've broken out of the last resistance. We've back tested it. Remember, with a lot of resistance, so previously resistance, what we want to see to turn it into support is a down day where you test it. You don't go back into the resistance, you test it. Now it's confirmed as support, and what you want to see is the next trade to the upside to $2,845 for an ounce of gold. Has it just been inflation which is taking this up? No, people like to flock to gold in times of uncertainty, and throughout the last few years, there has been a lot of uncertainty around. Yes, there has been inflation in 2020, which is or was caused from the printing of 2020 and 2021. But also it has gone up because of wars, for example, where people like to hedge their investments in gold, as it tends to do well in times of uncertainty as well. So gold is always an option. The best way to hold gold, in my opinion, is physical. Put it in a safety deposit box, put it in your mattress, do whatever you want with it, but no one can take that gold away from you. You own it, and that's yours. You can take it anywhere, and you can always get your money out. You can take it to many, many shops, and on that day, they will pay you full spot for an ounce of gold. And if anything was ever to go wrong, you have that gold, and that's a way of um, having your money in your hand instead of cash. So that is gold. What do I think of silver? Silver, I think the same. Silver hasn't broken out of all-time highs. Silver doesn't have a formal structure. We are approaching resistance on silver. Hopefully we break through it. The all-time highs of silver is about $50 an ounce, I believe. Yes, I think that's correct. So that is another 66% to the upside. I think that is achievable. Silver can move very quickly, like it did in 2011. In October of 2010 to about nearly a year after, 276 days after, in May of 2011, it went up 173%, and that's a precious metal. So we can see something similar with silver. I like to compare it to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin outperforms silver at times, and then silver outperforms. Bitcoin outperforms Ethereum at times, and then Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin at times. Same with gold. Gold outperforms silver at times, and silver outperforms gold at certain times. That money does get pushed through the precious metals, especially with the fact that the gold to silver ratio, if we look at that as well, I do have that somewhere as well. Gold to silver ratio is about 84. At certain points, it was 31. So I do expect this ratio to come back down. In 2011, it was as low as 30. So sort of 1 ounce of gold was about 30 ounces of silver. Now 1 ounce of gold is 84 ounces of silver. I do expect this ratio to come down, especially with the fact that silver, I think they say about 20 grams of silver is used in electric vehicles, and about in solar panels, and about a couple ounces is used in electric vehicles. So those two things are going up. It's another way to hold a precious metal and be allocated to the sort of green energy future as well. As well as the ratio being very high, that's another reason why I think silver is also potentially a good investment. You're not just only investing in silver, you're investing in something that makes up the green future. So that's gold and silver. There are other precious metals, but those are my top picks. Now let's look at your comments. Do hit the like button if you have just tuned in. And let's see what we have to cover in the comments. One is here. Good afternoon, Development Alert Uganda. Always great to see you. 007 Explore TV. Lucas Aids. Is this a new channel, James? I think that must be you. Hey up Banana Head says, Vaz, I've been driving all weekend. I can't believe it's how good it feels after 38 months. Also have a Mazda MX-5 Double fun. Yes, that's great, Vaz. Did you have a driving ban or something? What's going on? Why have you not been driving? Henrik says, good evening, Gore. Sensei, could you look at Rocket Lab? That's our first request. Yes, let me get it up on the chart. No super chats needed today at all. We're doing a members day. Members support this channel enough. I mean, of course, if you do a super chat, it does support the channel. I'll also look at a request straight away, but we're going to look at as many requests as we can. It might be short analysis, but we'll be looking at all your requests. So we'll have Rocket Lab next. GeoVax as well. We'll look at GeoVax after. Could you look at VRAX? Yes, we can, Thomas. Thank you for your request. Good evening, Sensei. Let's quickly get through these and start looking at requests. Hi, all, says Thomas. Hi, Martyn. I made 40. Yes, so Martyn is the owner of the channel. He does all the streams. I just have a Sunday show. You can call me Sensei Crypto. Hi, Martyn. I made 47% yield on date on my 401k thanks to NVIDIA. Now I'm borrowing from it to free up cash. I'm starting to think. I'm thinking of starting a traditional IRA. How can I take the most advantage of offers before the allocation? I am not in the US. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give financial advice on YouTube, so I cannot answer your question. Maybe Martyn will be more suited to answer that on maybe tomorrow if you pop in and ask him a question. I'm not sure if it's a bank holiday in the US, but it is in the UK. My God, Vaz says gold in the attic. I wish. Good evening, Craig, Sensei, Martyn, everyone. James is saying hi to everyone. James, is that your other channel you commented with earlier? Congratulations, Vaz. Drive safe to you and all. Silver gold. I mean, it's supposed to be about NVIDIA price prediction. Alice Ronner, I see that you're not a member. We will be focusing on the members today. We will look at NVIDIA, but we will also look at what the members and myself are interested in. The whole live stream is not about NVIDIA. We're not even trading currently because it's a Sunday. So we'll look at price predictions for this week. Less price predictions, more how I'm going to trade NVIDIA through the earnings. So we will have a look at that. What a party on Friday, Vaz, I saw you there. It looked great. I never thought a convertible would be so much fun, Zaxi, and thanks. Anyone suspect that we will open low because of the attack? Fabio Leo, it hasn't seemed to affect the stock market that much. I don't think. Maybe we will open lower because we're basically at all-time highs, a bit of resistance, but I'm not sure if the attacks are having much effect on the markets. We haven't seen much effect from the markets for a while because of the war. Good evening, Willy Wonka. Best live show ever. I've watched it back 3 times. Watching Zach and Mike and Vaz and David was so funny. Yes, I did love seeing everyone on Zoom. It looked like great fun. I wish I could be there myself. Please hit the like button, says James. Yes, please do hit the like button. How many likes are we on? We're only on 6 likes and there's 39 watching. We can do much better than that. Let's hit that like button. Thank you very much. I need to rewatch it with my girlfriend as she missed it. Sleeping Martyn. Yes, you need to show her. Hello, Sensei. Could you look at the FFI stock, please? Appreciate your on-spot predictions, of course. Shibuya, yes, we will look at that. We've got 3 requests before you, but we will look at that. See the song here? I added the best parts from the party to it. Oh, he's giving it. Martyn has just given us a link for that. That will be. Let's see if we can quickly bring that up. Let's have a quick snippet. Don't want to get copyrighted, but do we have any Zoom parts in it? I think we do. I think I watched a full video afterwards. Here we go. Look at this. It's an amazing party. I love the Zoom idea. Oh, we've got a super chat coming in. Thank you very much, Zaxi. Hopefully that'll read it out shortly. Let's continue with the comments. We'll celebrate that in a second. Hi, Sensei. Yes, 007 Explore TV is my new YouTube channel. Oh, amazing, James 007. Let us know when you've got some content and we can always promote that. We got a new viral music hit on Friday as well, says Vaz Sensei. Here we go. This is James's new channel. How do we get it up? Here we go. This is James's. Oh, he does have content on it. Oh, this is great. I'm going to subscribe to that, and if you guys wish to do the same, let's promote James very quickly. He is an amazing member. Let's put that link in. That is James's new YouTube channel. Let's show him some support. It's really good, Martyn. Liftier, Robin Burrows. If you become a member, it's a members. We're doing a special members Sunday. We're doing all the requests. So if you become a member, I will do that for you for sure. Good evening, James, mate. Also, could you look at Series Stock Sensei? I think they've just got 125 million deal, and they are merging at the end of the month. Party was excellent. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a note of all of these requests, so I do them in order. Where's that going to come? Here we go. Let's make a note of all of these. Here's the super chat.
Zach Zeit donated $5 through a super chat. NVDA before the earnings is super important, please.
Oh, yes, we'll have a look at that. Thank you very much, Zach Zate. Thank you for the super chat. We'll do that first, as you have given us a super chat. We'll do NVIDIA. NVIDIA Rocket Lab. NVIDIA Rocket Lab GeoVax for Chippyism. VRAX for Thomas. We also have so one more FFIE for Shibuya. Sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Shibuya. Series stock as well for Shibuya. Siri. And then I think that's it for now. Alvin must be liking the new song, says Game Arena. The Zoom is upgraded now, 100% better. Oh, I look forward to that. I think it's a great investment, the Zoom. It seems to be a lot of fun. Can we cover the earnings this week? Do you have anything booked, or can someone book it in? I think we're covering the earnings we're certainly covering, I think someone did a super chat for the NVIDIA one, so I think we are covering the NVIDIA. I think we're doing NVIDIA. And we've got, well, if we weren't doing it already, Vaz has given a £5 super chat to cover NVIDIA earnings, so I'll make sure Martyn knows that. Thank you, Vaz.
Vaz donated £5 through a super chat. Can we cover NVIDIA earnings on the 28th, please?
Thank you, Vaz. We'll make sure we do that as long as Martyn can. If it's after the hours, maybe I can join after work and do some charts. But here we go. This is NVIDIA. Where are we now? $129.37. What happened? Exactly as predicted. Of course, we have lower targets, but we said that $100, that candle there was very strong. When we came to you on Sunday, we just finished that candle. We were quite bullish as we held support. And what I wanted to see going forward was breaking of this resistance over here. Firstly, the resistance of the upside, the red resistance trend line to the downside. That was a break of trend, and now it looks like we're targeting $136, then $140 for the all-time highs. What can we see there? We can see some pullbacks at all-time highs, another maybe a re-entry, coming back down to levels that we are at now. Once we hit $140 as some resistance at all-time highs, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. So something we can see is going up to 136, little pullback, going up to $140, little pullback, could be a lower pullback, somewhere down to 125, and then a breakout of all-time highs, test of support, and then we're off. And then we're off to $173 would be my next target on NVIDIA. But because it's an earnings, you know what I love to do, and you know how it's worked so well in the past. Again, not financial advice, but every earnings, when I'm in a stock or want to buy a stock or I want to sell a stock I'm in, I put up my limit orders. What do I do with my limit orders? I have one buy, I have one sell, at least. What would I be doing? I would have a sell order if I've been holding NVIDIA, if I got in on a trade at $90 or $100, if I've been holding NVIDIA when there was all this consolidation at around $45, I'd have a sell order at all-time highs if I didn't manage to get out last time and take some profits. Sort of done at least a 3x this year, so $140 is a great place to get out if you've been holding the stock for a while and you need to free up some money, or if you're in margin on on just one stock. Might be an area considering to have a limit order. It's $140.86. That's what I would be doing, a limit order there to sell, limit order to buy in case the earnings is a miss, or expectations if the market doesn't react too well will be that just above that $100 region, maybe $102, and the second buy zone would be somewhere around $117. So I'd have it depends how badly you want the stock. If you don't own the stock at all and you want to get in, $120 might be enough of a pullback. That's about a 10%, 8-9% drawdown. Limit orders to buy at 117, limit orders to buy at $100, limit orders to sell at $140. And then we probably have some Fibonacci points we can take from the high to the low now, which will be taking us back to $172, which we already have our target at. So between all-time highs and $172, again, we're in no man's land, and the sky's the limit, and then I think the limit will be $172. So if it's an amazing earnings, what can follow that week is about 32% move to the upside. So my limit orders to sell will be $172, $140. Limit orders to buy $117, $100. And again, if it's a horrific earnings, which I don't see coming, would be buy orders around $76. That is still a buy zone for me. Maybe not after this earnings, maybe in the future. If we do ever come back down there, I don't want to have no cash or no margin to buy at a level such as $75. So that would be my final buy zone as well. Again, in a chance of a horrific year, or a surprise recession, or something going wrong, of course, I'll be selling the gold and buying NVIDIA at $32 to $36 as well. There is always lower buy zones as well. Obviously, much less likely that we go down there, but there is always a scenario where we do go down there. And the people that become millionaires in recessions, people that become millionaires from the stock market, normally buy on a crash, on a very significant crash, and that would be one of those levels, for example. So yes, we're looking forward to the earnings. I do like to have limit orders to buy and sell set up, depending on my own personal position. In my personal circumstance, I'll be looking to sell and buy, sell at all-time highs, as I didn't get my perfect exit point, and I wasn't going to sell on the way down. I prefer to sell on the way up. And sometimes it's fine to buy on the way up. For example, if it never comes back down to $117, I would rather buy at $140 than $130. You might think that's crazy, but as someone who likes to trade and someone who likes to look at the charts, I have more confidence right now. There's no reason. We're sort of in the no man's land. We can come back down to 117 or 140. But if we go up past 140, when we come back down and test this as support, you're changing the structure. You've broken out from all-time highs. You've tested the support. There's nothing in your way to the upside. So I feel better buying at $140 because it's once it's passed and come back as support, because the structure is more secure. And I can take a trade on it all the way to $172. So right now I'd rather not do anything, but I've got my limit orders to sell at 140 and my limit orders to buy at 117, 97, and as low as $80. So that's NVIDIA. Let's move on to the next. Will's just asked for SBC, so we can add SBC to the list. Rocket Lab. What's the time? So Rocket Lab, we're at $7 currently, in between two levels where we've just hit our first resistance level of $7.34. Resistance level, sell level, you can call it what you like. And we're looking to get a re-entry either at $5.75 would be the best place, or just below $6, around $6. It's still in an uptrend. Not much has changed since we last did a video on it. You can look back on the channel and look at the videos we last produced for the full analysis. But right now we're still below resistance. What we want to see is breaking 734, coming back down, testing it, another buy zone, going up past $8, testing as support, and then we continue to $9.83, maybe a pull past that. Once we get past around that $10 mark, the sky's the limit. We can go all the way back to $16 and make all-time highs. As you can remember, this is a massive accumulation structure for Rocket Lab. Let's continue. Thank you for Rocket Lab. GeoVax, I think it was next. Was it GeoVax? Is that what you requested? Yes, GeoVax. GeoVax. So GeoVax, here we go. When did we last look at this? I think it was last Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, we were at resistance. We're at resistance. It was a very volatile decision. The momentum was the upside. We didn't get a perfect exit point, however, we knew the momentum was the upside, but we were at resistance, so there wasn't really a trade to take. Some people were there for the momentum, which was great because you could take your profits on that Monday on that blast the upside. Then we came back down, up, down. Now we're back below resistance. I can see the stock going back down to $4.50 is probably the most sensible place the stock will go next. Is about $4.50 in my opinion. $4.50 or $5, somewhere around there. This zone here would be the area I think it'll be going next. The momentum seems to have been lost now. It's below this critical resistance and support. So it looks like 450 is next on GeoVax. If you want the full last video, again, it's on the channel from last week. So you can look at my playlist and you can also scroll through the channel and see when I last did a video on GeoVax last week. Let's look at VRAX. Did we have a look at this last week? I don't think we did. It's a holding company which engages in the sale and distribution of marketing and diagnostic test kits and med tech and personal protective equipment. So that's had a jump, probably because of MPOX. Could you also look at that if you have time? Henrik, what have you asked for? BVNRY. BVNRY. Okay, so VRAX. Wow, this is a stock I wouldn't trade, to be honest. Just because Robin Burrows has become a member. Thank you for becoming a member. You can always ask your request now. We can get this done. This guy, his NVIDIA chart was on point. Thank you, Hugo Christian. I appreciate that. I actually surprise myself sometimes. You're only supposed to get the charts right at least, well, let me explain this. With charts, you can get them right 20-30% of the time and still make lots of money. Why? Because you let your winners run, and your losers, you have a quick stop loss on them once you fall below support. So even if I got my predictions only right 80% of the 20% of the time, it might look bad, but in theory, you still can be with the way I trade, still be in profit. However, with a lot of these charts we've done, because we've kept it so simple, such simple support and resistance, two indicators only used, a little bit of MACD, a little bit of RSI, trend lines are only horizontal and diagonal. What indicates what other analysis do we use? We look at Fibonacci's. So in theory, it's trend lines, two indicators, and Fibonacci's. You keep it simple. You keep your mind simple. You don't overdo it. You less likely that your emotions are going to be part of the trade, and you have a much higher success rate. You can see all sorts of people that claim they make lots of money, trying to sell you all sorts of courses online. We do it all for free here. We do it for free in the Discord. I show you my charts, my full analysis for free on the Sunday shows. All the charts you ask for, I do them. That's why we're doing a members day today. Most Sunday shows, I like to try and do at least a few free requests or members requests, and sometimes because of time we don't get to do um, uh, too many, and we focus on what we know most people would like to watch and have a video on. And we also focus on the super chats, and that's just how we have to do it. But we're always focusing on what the members will want most, what the viewers of the channel would want most, and it's all free. We're not charging you for this service. You don't have to super chat. Um, we like you to be a member just so we know you're not a bot or a scammer. We don't like to have scammers and bots here. That's why the Discord is only for members. It's a $2 paywall, I guess, just to know that you have a credit card, you're over the age of 18. Um, well, I guess you have to be over the age of 18, but depending on your jurisdiction. But knowing that you're a real person with a card allows you to be in Discord, and that's why it's basically set at the lowest amount you can, and that's why Martyn's done it. We want to grow a family here. Everything's for free. But anyway, back to the point of the charts. The charts, even though only 20% of them have to be right, if you go back and look at the videos, it's all for you to see. Same with Martyn, same with me. Go on the charts and you can see the resistance levels, the support levels, the pre-earnings charts. I think more than 80% of the time they've been fairly accurate, if not very accurate. And also, you look back at Martyn's channel, you see what he predicted. He predicted a 10% drop on the S&P 500, literally a day or two before the 10% drop occurred, which was over here. And what was the drop in the end? You can see one of his thumbnails was a 10% drop. We dropped 9.72%. That's 10%. We dropped 10% right after that video. So we do like to get analysis right most of the time, and the evidence is there for you. As you can see with other YouTubers like Meet Kevin, they're always lying to their audience. They're always doing. I don't think clickbait's the right word, but what they're it's not even clickbait, because what they're doing is they're just lying, and always saying it's going to go down when it's already going down, and saying it's going to the world's going to end, and when we're at all-time highs and we're going further up, they're going to say, oh, this run's never going to end. They're just there to play with your emotions. They're the ones that actually make people lose money, because emotions is what gets in the way of making money. You can make money very easily. You've heard Martyn say making money is easy, the hard part's keeping it. The reason the hard part's keeping it is because of the emotions, and these other YouTubers, the big ones, the smaller ones, 90% of them, 95% of them I watch them for years. Sometimes I see their thumbnails. I never click on them anymore because it messes with your emotions. You need to do what's right for you. You need to have a simple way of trading. You need to have a strategy that works for you. Maybe trading isn't the way for you, but maybe buy levels are. Maybe looking at what other people do just to see what the market sentiment is. Maybe that's a way of doing it. And for me, it's just keeping it simple, nothing too fancy. Horizontal lines, couple indicators. If I'm trading, I use those resistance levels as trade levels. If I'm holding long term, I use those resistance levels to think, okay, this stock is at an area where I can be. This stock is at an area, for example, the S&P 500. Maybe I'm holding it, maybe I'm trading it. It doesn't matter. When it's at the bottom of a trend, I look at my portfolio and think, shall I buy some more? Do I have enough allocations? Right now, it seems like it's at a level where it's oversold. It's at a level of support. Do I need to add any more? If I do, this is a perfect place to do it. If I've got the money, I'll buy some more. If I'm looking for a trade, I look, okay, this area is a very strong support level. Maybe it's worth taking a low risk trade. We're at a level of support. It's oversold. The market sentiment is quite good. There's an overreaction. Maybe I take a trade where my stop loss is very tight, 1-2% depending on the trade. My take profit's very we let it run. So the take profit is 7% move on the S&P 500, and the stop loss is a 0.65% move to the downside. So worst case, I lose 0.6, and best case, I win 7%. And that's what I mean by your trades can lose and you still make money, because you can have 7 of those trades, 6 of them can lose and 1 of them win, and you're still making money. So you keep it simple, and you can do it as a trade, or and then you take your profits, and then at a later stage you can decide to buy in and hold long term, or you can put that money straight back into the S&P 500 and increase your holdings, and you can just do that over and over again. Whatever suits you right. If you're more of a long-term investor on specific stocks like like SBCE, I know there's a lot of people that see this long-term, but one thing I was advocating for a stock like this was, okay, you might love it long term. No worries with that. Make sure it's not a massive part of your portfolio. Firstly, because it's a penny stock, or it was a penny stock. The market capitalization is very low. It's a risky stock. It's not. I'm not lying by saying it's risky. It certainly is a risky stock. So you don't want it to be a high percentage of your portfolio. But if you want to hold it long term, don't worry. But let me give you an alternative. Let me show you that with the stock like SBCE, you're going down constantly. The trend is to the downside. The trend is your friend. Remember, that's one thing I always like to put in my head. The trend is your friend. The trend of the S&P 500 over a monthly chart is the upside. Over a yearly chart is to the upside. Over the daily chart currently, the trend is the upside. So the trend on the S&P 500 is the upside. So I don't mind buying on every dip. What's the trend on the at something like SBC? The trend is to the downside. You are trending down. So if I wanted to buy more SPCE shares for my long-term portfolio, because I really believe in the company, what personally works for me might not work for you, is to take trades. Buy at levels where there's support, sell at levels where it's resistance, and then you can, with that extra money you've made, you can buy back in much lower and increase the shares you hold for the long term. So you can do a bit of both. But I like to keep it simple. Look how simple that chart is. Simple support and resistance levels. Trend lines to remind me what the trend is. The trend is to the downside. Remember that. If we break out the trend, we might continue to the upside, but remember the trend is to the downside. Just trying to keep it simple, and hopefully every week when I come on and do this, you can start seeing how I trade and how I'm quite successful with it, with the evidence all in the YouTube channel. But it sometimes annoys me when I look at other people's YouTube channels and see them lying and playing with the emotions of the investor, because not only are the videos full of rubbish, um, they're actually making people lose money. But where were we? We were looking at VRAX. So yeah, with VRAX, it's not my favorite looking stock, to be honest. Trend is to the downside. It's not a long term stock, just looking by at a chart of something, I can decide if I want to hold it long term. Look, the trend is to the downside. I don't want to hold it for the long term, so that's out of the question. So I don't want to hold any shares for the long term. That's for sure. Um, uh, yeah, so that's for sure. I don't want to hold that long term. What do I want to do with it? If I was going to do anything, I'd probably trade it. On the daily time frame, there's nothing to trade. I'd sort of stay away from it. If I'm trading on the shorter time frame, which I rarely do anymore, there's enough money to be made with high quality stocks, trading them as well. On the 4 hour, again, it's just too risky for me. There's no trade really. If I was in the stock, I'd be looking. I mean, certainly if I was in before, I'd be looking to get out. If I'm not in yet and I've seen the momentum to the upside, I would like to find an area to sell, because you never know when the momentum will run out. You don't have to sell everything, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and just watch it fail. So where would I sell? I'd sell when it hits this resistance point, because the trend is probably going to continue to the downside. So somewhere around $7 whenever this hits the top of this trend line here. $7 probably be an area I'd like to sell some. Again, you decide what you want to do. You can look at Fibonacci, and that says $7.74, so that might be an area to sell. But yeah, it wouldn't be something I'm looking at and say, okay, that's a perfect trade. It's a momentum trade. I don't know enough about the stock. I don't know enough about the people buying this stock. I don't even know what this company does, in all honesty. Does it have earnings coming up? Doesn't seem like it. What's the market capitalization? 12 million. Literally, this is worse than about 99% of the cryptocurrencies. It's got a $12 million market cap. It's crazy to try and trade a stock like this. I mean, thank you for the request. I'm not trying to put the stock down, but a $12 million market cap, someone buys £500,000 of the stock. It has a massive effect, like a tiny YouTube channel. If Martyn wanted to, he can make this stock move, I believe. If Martyn went on a 1 week rampage, he can make this. He can make this stock move either to the upside or the downside, and that's what some of these YouTubers will try and be doing right now. So it's going to be heavily manipulated. Would I buy it? It's got a massive gap here, which will probably be filled at $2.27. I would just be very careful. That's all I'd say. I'll be very careful, and I don't want to give you false hope like other YouTubers might when you search this stock. If there was a specific trade I could see, I'd let you know. But when there's not a trade, I just tend to stay away. I mean, it's holding its uptrend. If it starts coming back down, then the short-term trade will be coming. Trend will be coming to the downside. But right now, there's not much I can say on VRAX, and that's just basically because it's such a small market cap. There's not big traders that will be trading this. There's not liquidity levels. There's not areas where people will be buying and selling specifically based on price. Because it's such a small market cap, there's not big traders in this, and there's not specific areas that buyers are buying and sellers are selling. So it's just a stock that won't specifically work with my strategies. But thank you for the request, and I'm sorry I can't tell you more about that. Let's move on to FFIE. I mean, FFIE, a terrible company now. I mean, it's had great cars, but terrible company now. So that was $12 million market cap. This has a 89 million market cap. So again, nearly 9 times bigger well, maybe 5 times bigger company, and this is a bankrupt company. So you can see how small that previous company was. Someone wanted me to look at this. So where do I see FFIE going? It had a big move to the upside, but again, that's just someone probably a whale putting a buy order in, people getting liquidated on their shorts, little tiny short squeeze. Basically, that's what happened there. The trend is the downside. The downside will probably continue. Where will it go? I think this stock is just going to continue putting in all-time lows. So remember what we said. This was another YouTuber, massive YouTuber, millions and millions of subscribers. This guy had on his second channel. He pumped this stock. He took it from what the price is in the new up to stock split. It was 160. He took it all the way up to 150. Him and his friends probably sold it all, made a lot of money. And what were we doing on this channel? What was Martyn doing? Yes, I showed you some charts to try and help you trade yourself out of it. But what was Martyn saying the whole time? This company is going bankrupt. This company, was it this? Yeah, it was this. Faraday Future, yeah. This company's going bankrupt. It's going to zero. Be very careful. The person telling you all of this is a gambling addict. He's gambling on another stock. He's taking you through with it. What did people come on the channel and do? They just trolled. They came in and they just trolled. Martyn came in as troll and said, "You don't know what you're talking about. We're taking this stock to what I think now would be thousands of dollars." And you're against us, all this sort of stuff. I mean, much worse stuff was said, especially on Reddit. You don't see what happens behind the scenes, but look who was right in the end. The people telling the truth, and the stock has come all the way down. Where do I think the stock's going? It's just going to continue going down. Do I see a trade at this level? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think so. Again, another stock I just don't want to give too much analysis on because there is no trade. Look at the daily chart; it's just going down every single day. Had a small short squeeze, you can't predict that. Went up 100% in a day, but it's come down 90% in about a month. So it's not brilliant when you look at it. It is still down. Remember, 94% since we were telling you to get out. Actually, more than 94%. And we rarely do say stuff like "get out" or or "I wouldn't." This company's going to zero because you never really know. But when we really feel like there's a scam going on or there's a cult going on, we will say it, even though we probably shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, it's your money, and we don't want to influence you. But when people are influencing you to buy no matter what, we have to be the voice of the sound-minded and say, be very, very careful. Don't do what you like. Yes, it's your money, but there's a lot of people out here that are lying for their own benefit. Again, sorry. Let's go back to the chart request for FFIE. Yeah, there's not much of a trade. Just be very careful. Fibonacci wise, you're looking to maybe come back down to $4.50 as your next level, but this company is probably the stock price is probably going to continue coming down. Let's go over to Siri. Okay. Oliver, you need to be a member of this channel to Hugo Christian, if you want to become a member, I can look at ENVX for you. And also Oliver, if you want to be in Discord, you have to be a member. It should be said, I didn't know FFI had that history. Sorry, Martyn. I got recommended by Squab for volatility. I'm not a bot, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, it's very volatile if you want to trade it based on that. I wouldn't recommend because you have to be a very, 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 very well experienced trader to try and sort of trade with the volatility, unless it's just a daily move or anyone to catch a move, which is what Ed Nevius does, which he's really great at. But your emotions you can't get your emotions get in the way. So I don't know who Squab for I got recommended by Squab. Squab? I don't know who that is, but be very careful about recommendations online. So Siri's in the middle of 2 levels. It's actually had a nice trend up. It's sort of moving towards the downside. The trend for the last few years has been to the downside. I think you said something about it having a merge. I can't find a comment now, but remember it was at resistance for all that time. Right now, are you at support? Let's look to the left. Not really. I think this is going to continue trending to the downside unless there's news coming up for it. The earnings has already finished. You can see you've got your buy level at the last low at 247 and your next one at 177. Your next sell zone will probably be there might be a few, but you'd like to start seeing the trend take out previous highs, and that's when you know you'll start trending to the upside. Once you start taking out these highs, you can start looking to sell at $6.67. Next buy zone, in my opinion, is $1.77, and the previous low at $2.44. Right now, the trend is to the downside. The trend's your friend. And it might trend all the way down to 177, or it might start bottoming out at $2.49. But right now, we don't have a bottoming out structure, so no trade on Siri at the moment, and no trades coming up, it seems, for the moment. Next stock is, I want to get through as many requests as possible. Got last 10 minutes, try and do as many requests. The next one was space. Charles Schwab, the trading site. Oh, okay, interesting. I've never heard of it. $5.50. Look at that, perfect. I mean, go and watch Sunday's video. We were at the buy level. I said I sort of just want to bring it up. Should we bring it up? Let's do it. Why not? Let me find where it was. Live playlists. I think I've got my own playlist. Actually, I know I've got my own playlist. So let me find my playlist. Let me just type in. I'll find the video from last week just to show you exactly what I mean. I don't like to, some people say I lie and I make up these charts, but let me show you last week's video on SBCE. Must have done one. Oh, maybe I didn't do a video on SBCE. It will be on the live. I didn't do a video on SBCE, but I would have done it in the live analysis. SBCE. When was this? Oh no, this was 2 weeks ago, so it would have been the week before that. Let me find it. SPCE. I'm just looking through the videos just to show you this SPCE video from 2 weeks ago. Here we go. I don't know, but if I've got it on the chart, I must have said it. Let's see. Again, and it's this. We're looking at it on the weekly time frame first. I've said it's one more to trade than to buy long term. First, green weekly. We've ticked green on the MACD, which is an indicator showing the momentum is turning our side. Just below it, we are at we are at lowest levels of all bullish stuff. Green, so that is good. And on the 3-day, which is between the $25. It's where this green box is. I haven't changed any of these lines. I've just before the video confirmed where they are. And the reason we have this 525 level, $5.50, somewhere around there. $5.50. $5.50. Remember that. Now we look at the chart. all bullish indicators. Go watch the full video. $5.50, $5.25 was the next other buy level. I said $5.50. Now where are we? $7.12. That is 34% made in 2 weeks, which I think is great. And that was the last buy level. Where do I think it's going now? Yes, the trend is the downside, but maybe this is a bottoming out structure. Under $5, it's a penny stock. Institutions might want to start buying in now, keeping it up below the penny stock territory, and they seem to be wanting to do that. What do I want to see now? If the trend on the very short term is changing, the RSI is still very close to being oversold, so there's plenty of room for it to run to the upside. Lots of people shorting the stock. Came down very quickly. It can go back up very quickly. One day at a time, but I think we can even start trending back to, I think Zach Zate would like to hear this, but I think we might even start trending back up to $14 maybe. Maybe even doubling in the next few weeks back to $14. And then remember, every time you make money with SBC, even if you've made 34%, it's worth taking profit. 34% is 3 years in the S&P 500, so making that in 2 weeks is great. If you want to hold the stock long term, and maybe take some profits and buy back lower, because it probably will go lower. However, this was a solid buy level, Fibonacci wise, RSI wise. To go back and look at the video to see why I was so bullish. I'm very, very rarely bullish on SBC trading wise. I love the company, don't get me wrong, but very rarely bullish. Very, very bullish last Sunday at the sort of the bottom. So maybe there's a bigger trade. Maybe there's a way we can double our money in 2 weeks, and I hope we do that. If there was ever a case for it, it would be now. We get very unlucky with SBC, but this time, well, I don't, because I trade it very. I don't like holding SBC. I like trading it. But maybe we get a nice trade out of it in the next 2 weeks. Getting it back to $14 would be great. I think everyone would be happy with that. And we do have it's a bigger chance than we've had for a while to get SBC back up to a nice range. We can also take a Fibonacci to give us a different angle. $28 all the way down to $5. The other target I would be looking at is $10, $11 to $10. But remember, and then the next target would be $14. So yeah, $10, $14. Let's see if we can achieve that by next week or the week after. Next request was BV, so I'm quite bullish on SBC. BV, but again, risky stock, small part of the portfolio, BVNRY. This was another request. I'm going to start doing these requests quicker. I want to cover everyone's request very quick. Looking very bullish, back above resistance. Tested resistance perfectly. Trade is valid all the way up to $19. It looks possible. You can also take a low to the high. If you want to be a bit more conservative, $16.54. That is BVNRY done for you, looking positive, above support. So that trade is still valid. Next one, let's look through the comments and see what the next questions are. Hugo, if you become a member, we can look at that. Forgot to go back to VRAX. Thomas? No, I didn't. I covered that for you. Skittles, did you ask for some? Hit the like button, says James. Thank you very much. Please do hit the like button. What are we on now? Oh, we have a great audience with us. 55 people watching, 52 likes. I guess everyone is liking the show, even though we're not just talking about NVIDIA. Thank you for staying with us. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments. I'll stay for a little bit longer, get through all the requests in the comments, and then I'll have to finish the show. Forgot to go back to VRAX. No, I didn't. Back to, if you become a member, I can look at crowdfund for you. Can you give me some sell levels for fun, says Craig. Craig knows the deal. We don't do financial advice here, but sell levels, resistance levels. Let me see what we have for fun. we've sort of just gone off on, haven't we? Sell levels are fun if you're just putting in some limit orders, trying to get out the position. You sort of, depending on how much profit you want to take, these are the levels. You can allocate different limit orders. I always like to put limit orders in. You might not be looking at the trade for one day. There might be a trading error on the charts, or a quick buy level, a buy order come in, and then it finishes in a few seconds. Sometimes those limit orders can catch that, as well as maybe being asleep or at work. Limit orders are great, and my sell limit orders on this stock would be $3.54, $3.70, $3.96, $4.69. Will we get any higher than that? Not any. Yeah, we could possibly get as high as sort of $6 as well. You sort of allocate the amount you want to sell percentage wise on each of them. You might not want to sell any at $3.54. You might want to start at $3.70, 10%, $3.96, another 20%, $4.69, maybe 50%, and then hold some as a moon bag. But right now we can also take a quick Fibonacci to see if there's any other levels. No, they all seem to line up nicely. And remember, it can be a few, like 10 cents below the levels I said, because other traders will be doing the same thing. High to low. Yeah. Yeah, all those levels line up. Again, there's another level at $5.32, but all those levels I said are active. $3.54, $3.70. If you take a screen, oh, I'm not even showing you the chart, sorry. I'm not showing you the chart, but all I was saying was these levels on the side, if you want to take a screen. Oh, my head's in the way. Let me do this. These levels on the side, $3.91, $4.69, $3.96, $3.70, $3.54. And then you look at your own portfolio and you allocate where you want to sell specific percentages and put them in as limit orders. But thank you, Zax8. No, not Zax8. Thank you, Craig. MU. Joker for life wants MU. Let's go through. As soon as I go through all the comments, that will be the end. So I'll do this quite quickly. MU, here we go. This is a failed trade. I don't remember this trade, to be honest. I don't think I actually did it. But that's an example of it goes below resistance, hits your stop loss, and it's fine because you've got plenty of winners. You've limited your losses. In this case, it actually bounced back up, but you don't let your emotions. A lot of people, they get stopped out, and they start. They think, "Oh no, I got stopped out just by a few cents. I've missed the trade. It's going to continue coming down." But then it gets to a point like this, and you think, "Oh, my trade was perfect. Let me get back in." You get back in, and then the trend starts going to downside. So I don't care that that trade didn't go well. We've got plenty of trades that went well. So obviously that's invalid. What do I think about this stock? Well, that trade is sort of actually valid again. You can do another trade. You can try it again, wait for it to get to that level, $97, and then try and ride it all the way back up to $130. Stop loss sort of in the same area. Something like that. If it bounces off at $97, then you've got a potential buy zone there to continue to the upside. If not, the next buy level is $64. Nothing's really changed. $64 would be my next buy level. If $97, there's the next real one, but $97 is very close and it's more of a trade. The next proper buy zone would be $64 for MU. Time to short FFI until 0. I wouldn't recommend that either because short squeezes can come in play. And not the short squeezes they were talking about, just there's a lot of institutions shorting FFI, and in a day it can go up 120% like we saw the other day, and then continue coming all the way down. Can we look at ASTI? It's been going up after the RS. What's RS? After the recent, I don't know. RS. ASTI. after reset. Do they have a stock split? I think they must have had one because all our trades are invalid again. That's annoying. We can't look at our trend lines because they're all invalid. ASTI, we can just do a $4 million market cap. I can't say much again about the stock. I don't have all my trading levels anymore because of the stock split. It's trending to the upside, but thank you for the subscription. Yeah, sorry. Vaz, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to. You support the show so much, but there's just not enough data to tell us to trade, and because it's such a small market cap right now, it will take me a while to rediscover my trend lines, and we don't have time for it. I want to get through as many members' requests. If you have another request, let me know. But right now, ASTI is just trending down.
Samurai Revised 2 has become a member.
Oh yes, Oliver Smith. Oh, we've got a new member? Samurai Revis 2. Samurai? I'm a sensei, so nice to meet you. Thank you for becoming a member. You can send in a request now and I can do it for you. I didn't know if... Yes, Oliver, if you want to become a member, we can do that Discord thing for you. Thank you, Zach8, for describing that. Stephen, can we look at ASTI? I'm just trying to think a bit more about ASTI. I sort of want to refrain from doing ones that I just don't have any conviction in terms of, I don't know if it's bullish or bearish at this point. So I'd rather not give too much of an opinion. I mean, what you want to see for it to continue being bullish is to start breaking previous highs. So you want to get back above $8. You want to break the resistance at $6.50. You want to break the next resistance at $10. You want to break the next resistance at $12, and just continue going up the resistance levels. Last places people end up selling, and that's when your trend has really changed, and that's when you're actually in an uptrend. Yes, it's been going up for a few days, but you haven't actually broken any trend. You haven't broken any old lows. You haven't broken any old highs. So you might go all the way up to $6.57, your next resistance, your next sell level, and then come all the way back down. So $6.57, next sell level, next resistance. That's when it all changes if it gets back above. But let's move on. Thank you, Vaz. Charles Schwab, the trading site, I've never heard of it. Sensei, can you look at MU? We've looked at that. Posted that comment after you went back. Cheers for your input. Oh, no worries, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. By the time I get to the bottom of these comments, no more requests. I get your requests in very quickly. Okay, check on my Lance Strike Bitcoin. Yes, let's go back to some proper, some good, some good investments. Let's get away from the S&P 500. Let's get away from all the rubbish of the stock market and get to the proper stock market, which is the crypto market. Bitcoin. We're in this sort of downwards trend, this downwards accumulation structure. I mean, remember, some people say Bitcoin is very boring. Not naming any names, but some people say Bitcoin's very boring. I want to put my money in something that's going to earn money, which I understand. Some people don't want to have a crypto allocation, but we can't forget Bitcoin since a year ago is up 149%. Year to date, it's up 52%. On the 6 month, it's up 17%. That's outperforming the S&P 500. That's outperforming all the tech stocks. So just because it's been going sideways for a few months doesn't mean it's had a bad year. It's done better than a lot of portfolios. It's up 146% on the since last year. But yeah, right now it is. Let me show you. It is going sideways, accumulation downwards, parallel channel. Coming up to the top of it, we want to start seeing it break out of these previous highs: 71,000, 72,000, 73,000. We can actually draw a Fibonacci now. Let's look at it on a different chart, maybe Coinbase. take it from the low to the high. I went all the way down to 50,000. We're still looking to target between 80 and 90,000 before the year finishes, maybe. If the S&P 500 makes a new all-time high, if the rates come down and the markets are still bullish about that. Because remember, just because the rate comes down, that's actually the day the rates come down is the day that the companies feel the rates for the longest time. So be careful about that. There's been many instances when rates come down and the stock market actually comes down as well. So let's say it's actually continues going up, the stock market continues going up as the S&P 500 continues to make a high. Bitcoin can break out of its all-time high at 72,000, and then we can start targeting between 80 and 90,000 this year. Pull back down to 70,000 and 100,000 next year is still on the cards, in my opinion. But on the short term, Bitcoin's consolidating downwards, sideways. It can go as low as 46,000 and it's still putting in at a higher low. As I said, it's going to be pretty boring for the most part of this year. Um, since March has been going down and sideways. But the second half of this year, as I've been saying, it's going to be pretty boring. But it might have a breakout towards the end of the year into the beginning of next year. So every dip might be an opportunity to buy. Remember when I said when you see a sudden crash on Bitcoin on the cryptocurrency market, that's the best time to buy. That was there when it went all the way down to 49,000. You saw that notification come up on your phone. Crypto's down 20%. That's the point to be always buying a bit more, in my opinion. And we saw that in a bigger way on other stocks such as XRP. Remember, I keep saying buy under um, um, 48 cents, 49 cents, under 50 cents. And then you can always sell at 60 cents, keep trading it. And the amount of time it's gone to 42 cents, pop back up next week to 56 cents. It's gone to 38 cents, pop back up next week to 66 cents, pop down to 44 cents, up to 60 cents today. So lots of time to buy. It's still an accumulation phase. You can look at Bitcoin dominance. As I said, Bitcoin's leading the market. Bitcoin dominance continues to go higher. This will eventually come down and the altcoins will go up. But right now, Bitcoin's king, gold is king, and it's continuing to go up. And at one point, that will start reversing. Still, the trend is the upside, so Bitcoin is still the best crypto to be in. Don't worry that the altcoins are not going up as much. Once Bitcoin dominance turns around, that money from Bitcoin is going to start flowing into the altcoins. But for now, Bitcoin is king. It's the safest one to hold. Let's see if our new member has given us a request. Have some fun tonight, says X8. Can you review Oliver to become a member? I can review that, but thank you. Platinum. I haven't looked at Platinum, to be honest. $991, quite low. That should be above 1,000 in my opinion. Without looking at the chart, just the price of platinum is quite low. 2008, that was $2,000 an ounce. Platinum. Wow. Well, it's sort of trending to the upside. There is the trend to downside as well, but higher lows currently, but there's also lower highs. So we're coming to a point where platinum is probably going to break out in the next few months / next year. So when gold really does break out, and I think it's when silver starts going up, platinum will probably follow suit as well. But right now it's just consolidating to sideways, accumulation time. It's at a pretty good price. For trade, I'm not sure, but for the long term, it looks like an accumulation, sideways consolidation. It looks like a nice time to buy. Just DCAing into it at these levels. Every time you see a significant drop, 2-3%, you buy some more. It's quite volatile on a day-to-day basis, but not doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. Just consolidating platinum for now. No worries, Sensei. Thanks anyway, Vaz. No worries. Thank you. Welcome to Samurai and the Sensei show. Thank you, Samurai, for becoming a member. Snow, another request. Let's quickly look at that. Snowflake. Wow, breaking every single trend. That's why the trend is your friend. The trend breaks, then be very careful. Snow looks terrible, to be honest. Looks like it will just continue making new lows. If it doesn't bounce at the all-time lows again, then you're in trouble. $110, $108. If that doesn't hold, then just like breaking out of all-time high, you can go, the sky's the limit. Breaking out of all-time low, you can go as low as you like. But it's not looking brilliant. We could do a quick Fibonacci from the last low to the last high. It can be going down as low as $30 maybe. Who knows where this stock will go, but right now it's not looking brilliant. Your only safety net is the all-time lows at 110 and at $107. That is, again, I'm not showing you the chart, but that is the line in the sand. 110, 107. The chart, as I can show you, is making all-time lows. So again, that's not looking great. For example, if we inverted the chart, that would be looking good. Consolidating, going up, all-time highs is about to be broken, then you go to the moon, the sky's the limit. However, looking at reality, inverting the scale to the normal side, you break all-time lows, you don't hold $107, $108, then you can continue to the downside. So I'll be very careful. You are at support. It's the lowest the price has ever been, but once you break that all-time lows at 107, 106, 105, and you stay down there for a couple of days, daily candle closes, then you can continue. You'll break $100 and you'll continue falling, in my opinion. Sensei, can you look at new stock if you have time? Oh, Snow stock, yes, sorry. I think I got massively oversold as they announced a reverse stock split a fair few days ahead, and until the split, it was only a free fall. Yes, Vaz, they talked about Astia? Yeah. Sensei, can you do... Everyone's looking at their portfolios and saying, what shall we review? Civita Mobile. What makes me bullish on Platinum going for? I'll just say I think it gets used in electric vehicles, maybe even solar panels. I'm bullish on gold and silver, and because they're precious metals, most precious metals will sort of follow suit, and I guess platinum would be the next sort of precious metal after silver that the money can flow into. But you need to see silver move for platinum to move, in my opinion, and I think silver will move. The market cap is 1.38 million. I can't look at this stock. It goes down every single day. What do I think is going to happen? Just continue falling down. Sorry, but this stock is horrendous. I mean, at this point, you've lost everything, so you might as well just hold it. But it's down on the year. Since last year, it's down 99.51%. On the year to date, down 97.7%. On the 6 month, down 97%. On the 3 month, down 94%. On the month, down 80%. On the week, down 35%. So, not much I can say about that stock, but thank you for the request. DFJ Super Tubers, be very careful with that stock. Sorry, I can't give you more information. William, that's all done. So we got through all the requests. I hope you enjoyed that. I tried to do this. I decided to do a full-on members show to answer all your requests. We managed to do every single one, so I'm very happy about that. Still 46 people watching, 52 likes. Let's check that again. $61 likes, 34 watching. Thank you for all the support. Someone's giving love in the chat. Thank you. How many requests did we do today? I think we did about 30 or 20. Enjoy your steak dinner, Vaz. Thank you, Vaz. Enjoy driving your new your new car. Sounds like it's a lot of fun. Thank you for the live show, Sensei. It's much appreciated. James 007, thank you for always being here and showing so much love and support. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Is there any other comments? Oh, MSK's here. We love to see MSK, and we all love Sensei because Sensei is our mate. Drink, 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 lol. Uni vibes. MSK's back at uni. I love to see it. Thank you for popping in, MSK. Thank you for your comment. MSK, I didn't see you on the Zoom call on Friday night. I thought you'd be all over that, dancing away. Did you see Martyn's concert, MSK? Do join Martyn this week. He's got a lot planned. I saw he's doing some members live streams. That gave me the inspiration of this live stream, so I'm looking forward to that. Members requests, so do get your requests in for Martyn as well. I look forward to tuning in this week and seeing where the markets go. But until next time, take care of yourself. Oh, Stevenson, take care of yourselves, your money, your crypto, and each other. Thank you. Bye bye.